sur la personne envers qui nous mettons.
The voyage to France of Tenzin Gyatso, better known as the Dalai Lama, has drawn plenty of comment, both good and bad. Loved or loathed, at 73, the Nobel Prize winner likes to present himself as a simple Buddhist monk. But he's become a global celebrity.
With my prayer.
Before heading back to India, his home in exile for 50 years, he spoke to Euronews and explained some of his views on life.
Tibet is something mysterious land. So a person who comes from that land, sometimes there's more curiosity. Then perhaps more and more people, because of publication or information, now showing interest about some of my idea. My main sort of message or main sort of idea is naturally every human being have basic right, be a happy life and a happy family. Yet, you see, we generally, in order to achieve that, you see, we pay simply attention about money, about material value, not pay adequate attention about our inner value. Then another thing, the harmony among the different religious traditions. I really deeply respect or admire all these different traditions. Some Christian friend described me as a good Christian. So we have common experience, common practice, in spite of different philosophy. And then perhaps some people, I think, express to me they love my smile.
As you speak, the Olympic Games are coming to an end. Nations are celebrating their champions. Meantime, you say Tibet is still enduring a new cultural revolution. So what is the situation right now as we speak in Tibet?
Basically, the things are very, very tense. A lot of army, a lot of security personnel, everywhere. And then every area where bigger Tibetan community there, now according to some information, the concerned officials, you see, starting construction of military barrack. So that means now military presence will be permanent. So that indicates the aggressive policy will continue.
Do you plan any changes in your approach, in the middle way approach, or any concessions to the Chinese who do not trust you when you say you don't want Tibetan independence, who do not recognize your government in exile, who do not recognize the Tibetan flag, the anthem? Are there any sacrifices, any concessions you would be ready to make?
Because our own interest, we fully committed remain within the People's Republic of China, because Tibet materially backward and landlocked country, small population. Meantime, since we have our own language, and with that, the sophisticated cultural heritage, and particularly very, very rich Buddhist tradition. So it is not only 6 million Tibetan people's concern, but also the large number in that part of the world, this is sharing same Buddhism, same Buddhist culture. Best way for preservation of culture, and also the taking maximum care about environment. Except the foreign affairs and defense, the education and economy, and of course religious matter, all these should handle by Tibetans themselves. So autonomy. Actually, the Chinese constitution provided all Tibetan ethnic groups, you see, the different status of autonomy. And also according to the Chinese, the white paper on rights of minority. On paper, But the points mentioned, very good. But these are not implementing.
There are divisions amongst the Buddhist community and the Tibetan Buddhists. Some people in the younger generation, for instance, disagree with the middle way, are getting impatient. I mean, do you fear there might be more violence?
I don't think. Even a youth organization, Tibetan youth organization, as far as non-violent principle is concerned, they fully support. Then regarding independence, regarding their sort of political sort of they stand, right from the beginning, they want complete independence. We're fully committed about democracy. So different voice, different views, different ideas, most welcome.
The American President George Bush, in Europe Angela Merkel, Gordon Brown have met you this year. You will not meet French President Sarkozy, who is also the head of the European Council. You will meet Mr. Kushner and Mrs. Carla Bruni Sarkozy. Are showbiz personalities more useful for Tibet than political leaders?
Perhaps some publicity. But of course, the French government, the president, and also foreign minister, right from the beginning, immediately after the 10th March crisis happened, they publicly expressed their concern.
What more do you expect from world leaders?
China, most populated nation, and a very important nation. So, good relation with that nation is very, very important. Meantime, China should bring into the mainstream of world democracy. Democracy, rule of law, openness, free information, free media. These are very important. And of course, human rights and religious freedom, these are universal value. And in these principles, all concerned people or government should stand firm.
And when the political leaders, such again as the French president, go to the Olympic Games opening ceremony, sell 2 nuclear reactors to China, and do not meet you, do you think that helps democracy?
You have to judge.
Right. You have suggested in your hearings this week that maybe the European Union headquarters should go to a place like Poland, or Russia should join NATO and its headquarters be in Moscow. Is there a problem with Brussels?
No. No. I am one of the admirers of European Union. I always praising that. My point is, the European Union spirit now must extend. And then, you see, now, unfortunately, although Soviet Union now changed, but Russian Federation now seems, now the old thinking, old tendency or habit now seems to now returning. This is not good. So the great nation, Russia, must bring to the world, the European community, and in order to reduce distrust and fear, NATO headquarters remove or move to Moscow, Russia. Welcome to the member state. Then fear will go. That's my reason. Mm-hmm. Not at all I'm angry with Brussels. No, never.
Compassion is central in your philosophy. Can it apply to every situation in the world? Can it apply when terrorism is concerned, for instance?
Oh, yes. Compassion means towards the person, not the action. Now, for example, terrorist. The terrorist, as a person is concerned, we should show our concern, our compassion. They're also human beings. If we keep compassion towards them, then there is real possibility of change. Because of their behavior, if we keep hatred towards them, then that means increasing terrorists. Today, 1 bin Laden. Next, 10 bin Laden. After that, 100 bin Laden. Possible. So, in order to stop that, compassion is the only force. But as far as while you keep compassion towards these wrongdoers, as far as their action is concerned, we have to oppose.
People speculate and wonder about your succession. You talk about retirement quite often, but you are full of energy, so what would really make you retire?
My main sort of commitment, 2 commitments, promotion of human value and promotion of religious harmony. And then 3rd commitment about Tibetan struggle. So Tibetan struggle is concerned, it's people's struggle. So long I remain, I have to make contribution, have to help them, serve them. But the real responsibility must be carried by people themselves. So Lama's role, now outdated. So in case majority of Tibetan people feel now this institution now no longer much relevant, okay. If that kind of feeling comes, then the Dalai Lama institution automatically will cease. I prefer that because the 14th Dalai Lama, not best Dalai Lama, but of course not worst Dalai Lama, quite popular Dalai Lama. So at that sort of stage, Dalai Lama institution cease. Then this Dalai Lama institution cease or end with grace. So it is much better. And then the reincarnation eventually becomes disgrace. Then it is worse.
Your Holiness, thank you very much for receiving Euronews.
Thank you.